Pure joy. Pure joy. Pure joy.
Good afternoon. It is PJ in the Joy Lounge for the Pure Joy podcast. I am welcoming you, and I'm welcoming a new guest that you're going to love and you're going to really want to know all about. But first off, let's thank our sponsors. Americans for Prosperity is a nonpartisan grassroots organization that helps you use your voice in the legislative process. We do petitions to our leaders. We go out into the community and we let them know what's going on in policies that are before our representatives, and you get to be part of that. So you want to make sure that you join Americans for Prosperity and have your voice heard. And then also Bizly app, bizlyapp.com/PJ is the most incredible app where any business person, any entrepreneur can actually run their business from all in one place. $17,000 worth of software all in one place, where you could do everything from your CRM to social media to invoicing to everything you need to do in one place for pennies on the dollar. So bizlyapp.com/PJ, and you want to at least go in and take a tour and do a demo. And if it's not for you, please pass it on. bizlyapp.com/PJ. So also today we have the most incredible woman I've known for many, many years, many years. She's probably literally one of the most incredible, amazing women I have ever met. And she's a dear friend to me, like a sister, like a cousin or a.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we're family.
Mm-hmm.
And,
We are family.
And I love this woman dearly. SOCCORRO KEENAN. She ran for assembly and barely lost. She didn't really lose, but they chose
Not to do a recount.
not to recount, and not to let her be in the assembly. So this time she's running for Secretary of State, which makes a lot of sense. Tell us what Secretary of State does, what your responsibilities would be, and why you're the best person.
Well, just to add more information about what you said, I ran for Secretary of State in 2022, and I was the only female who ran. And I learned so much about what I was doing in this process. So now that I'm running, in 2026, the Secretary of State position is even more important. Why? Because now we have a president who's cleaning out a lot of things that really are worthless in our state, because we don't have people who have the courage to get there and do things. And so now what what the Secretary of State does and is obligated to the people is to maintain records, oversee all voting, and not certify if it's not really done conscientiously. You shouldn't be able to certify any vote. So we want to bring back forensics, and we're going to do one day, one person, one vote, and one ID, and on paper. We can't use the Dominion machine because it dominates, and we need to get rid of it right away.
They're corrupt.
That's corrupt. So now what we're dealing with is that's really the most important right now, so that people really get the numbers right. Because you can't, you know how they say that numbers, count, not people. Whatever they say. But they've never counted them right. So they have a problem counting. So we need to get people to learn to count in increments, and oversee all all statewide, all the voting. And once we get there, we'll be able to assess and all the things that are needed, not only for the voting, but that we want to build businesses. We need to build everything that has to do with people, because the people have been cut out of entertainment. I've been a talent agent 32 years, and I know, and you know this too, PJ, we know what it can be, but now we need to build it up in a better way. Maybe God was saying, well, you need to bring in better material, and material that is that will be sustaining, so that Las Vegas can be as good and better than where we used to be.
days where we thought we wouldn't make it out, but we stuck it out. Today's our day. Today's our day. There were nights we would fight, no end in sight, nothing was right. Tonight's our night. Tonight's our night. I'll fight for you until this life is over. There's no giving up here, babe.
Because that, God paused us. He did. And thanks to the people who don't know what they're doing, and we have to pay for their mistakes, and that's well known all over Nevada. We need to change that, and people have to get trained. Why? Because we don't have people maximizing their talents. And that's what I love doing. I want to see people use all their talents all the time and not cut people down, and teach them the right way to do everything. Customer service, say, hello, how are you? We don't even have that hospitality anymore. But it oversees, it's interesting what the Secretary of State does. It's an administrative position for all of Nevada, and they oversee all the records, which have been totally misplaced.
Right.
And we need to audit that as well. So
auditing and forensics is basically your platform.
It is. It is, because no one wants to do it, and they think they shouldn't do it, and they don't want to get caught. Maybe, but being accountable for what they didn't do right. And that's what we've been dealing with. A lot of runaways, They bring in people during the voting session from other states.
I worked with them myself. I was what do they call it when you watch a watcher?
Oh, the poll watcher.
I was a poll watcher.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe the people that were in from other states.
They're not even
locals.
here. They were getting paid.
Yes.
Yeah, and so
they were counting how many they needed on their side.
That's exactly when they said, when here I went to go vote, and then she tells me, this happened to me twice. So she says, no, this isn't your signature. I said, you're right. I'm writing on a computer with a sponge. I said, it's not my signature. She goes, no, it's not even like your signature. I said, okay, really? I said, did you ask me for my ID? No, you didn't. So I called a poll watcher and I said, sir, I need you to watch this. And I said, you prove to me what I want to see my signature that you're using, that you say, and you're qualified, that I don't know what it's my signature. So he says, okay, do it. So I said, here's my ID. Okay, and this is my signature that I just did on your fancy machine you have here, but this is me. And then I looked at the paperwork that they had, and it was my signature from 1984. That's how backwards our Secretary of State paperwork. They don't do anything. It's kind of like
1984.
Yes.
Wow. I changed my my signature massively from that time because I didn't want my daughters when they got into junior high to be able to forge my name.
That's right, to get out of school. Yeah. No, I was mom. My mom did it. No, you're right.
Yeah.
And so I followed through with all these things with learning that how they know these tricks. But what was interesting when I went to vote, they said, so are you a Republican? And I said, I'm a Republican. They go, Republican? In other words, I take her to a certain place.
Wow.
And that was a Dominion machine.
Yes.
Yeah. And it says he'll give you a copy. It never does. It's like in a screen, it's hidden. It's a dark screen, and you can barely see what, who you voted for.
Yeah, wow.
It is
They make
dark.
it
It's
very
a dark
challenging.
decision for
Yeah.
people to go that route.
Right. Right. So you said that you were a talent agent for 32 years, but give some more of your background that qualifies you for this position.
Absolutely. Okay. I've been taken out of my business several times. I'm a single mom, 3 kids. I have now 5 grandkids, and I did many things. I have my licenses in many things, in mortgage lending. I had it in taxes. I had my license at cosmetology. And manicurist. I've been in consulting because I know business law. I took that many years ago.
Business law, wow.
Business law, and the biggest thing that 2 of them that I would say that help people understand why I'm running for Secretary of State. I worked in private banking in London. I was taken out of my business. I learned private banking in London, and I worked in Brussels first. So I pretty much know how the money goes, and we're going to check that out too, the budget, and make sure we can have businesses obtain all these grants that have been hindered from the majority of the population. So we need to break that down so it makes sense for people who don't have the initial funds to start their business but have a great business plan, right?
Right.
And I also have been a consultant. I've opened up many businesses, many
And I've seen you
for
help
people.
so many people in this community. Absolutely.
Yeah, they know the business. Like I've opened up like 4 bakeries, restaurants. I've opened up check cashing places. I mean, a lot of things. I never looked back what I did, but now that you're asking me, I've opened up a daycare, several of those.
Real ones. That
Real
really,
ones,
that really take care of
the
children.
Montessori ones, the ones that really teach,
Yeah,
basics.
that really have kids on property.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I checked, yeah. And they were very well behaved, extremely well behaved. I've opened up many businesses. I don't even know where mechanics, people who are really good at something, because being a talent agent, I also had an employment agency. So if they didn't have talent, I got them a job. Because when I went to confession, the priest says, no, you got to get them a job. You don't fake it that you're going to get them a job in talent because they don't have it. So I did get, I got so many people jobs in employment. And I learned that too. I learned executive search.
Wonderful.
So we brought in some of the top chefs for Nevada.
Yes, we do
That's
have
when-
some amazing chefs in Vegas.
And
We
you know
do.
what happened though? When that happened, all the prices went up. Because the casinos saw that they were, they
Better
were from
quality,
yeah,
costs
they
a
were
little
quality, and then all the 99-cent breakfasts went up,
Yes.
so they're all gone.
Yeah, all the good Vegas deals, the 99 shrimp cocktails.
All of them, they were fun. So those are the things. The businesses are they're very important to me, and to the people that don't know where to go. And I want us to have an open door for that,
Right.
and to teach them and train them. And and the great thing is that I speak 3 languages, so I understand, Italian really well. Spanish is my first language, so I take care of all the people that really want to take care of what they have to get done, and teach them. It does take longer, I understand, and people don't like dealing with them, but I have the patience for them.
You do.
And they
You
just
really do.
yeah, they just need a little bit of a chance to understand, and then you test them on what they have to learn. People have to be tested. We're all being tested in life. So we have to get to that point where we're going to do quality work, and that's what we need in Nevada. We don't have quality people. They come in and out. The best people that are the most qualified doctors, nurses, all the best people, they want to leave because it's not a high standard anymore.
It's not only not high standards, but they're over-regulating and overcharging. I mean, that's why with Americans for Prosperity, we just, helped with the foreign doctors bill, so that, especially in the rural areas where they're
Yes.
so limited, they have such a low amount of doctors to help these people.
That's
Why
right.
not let these people who are trained, who have had successful
That's
medical
right.
practices, practice here without having to go through an entire retraining, an entire new, regulations, entire new fee scales, and make it too difficult for them to actually work in their field and help the community.
That's true. So what they've done with the doctors that have come, they're very qualified in their countries,
Yes.
okay? They're not happy, things weren't right in their countries, but they've tried, they've done every step to be in where they're supposed to be so that they can get qualified, but the language is a barrier. So, but how is it that Nevada made it and simplified the process for the nurses, for everybody else? So when Nevada wants somebody, if they want teachers, I've had to get people, teachers from other states
Right.
for Nevada as an employment agency because they wanted to pay the teachers less money. Oh, I was around when all they were trying to do to, shuffle the money more in their pocket than in the people
Right.
that were responsible for our children.
Yeah.
So I've seen their little tricks of their trade, and we can't go there anymore. The standard went lower and lower, and now we're the bottom of education.
Right. And we don't want to be the bottom of medical, too.
No.
I mean, we are the bottom of a lot of the things that we need to be the top of, and then we're at the top of the things we need to be the least of.
Yeah,
You're
you're
like
right.
suicide and things like that.
Oh, you're right, because see, you're taking the quality of people wanting to be and do what God wants them to do. God put all these things in its place, and we keep moving the puzzle in the wrong direction.
Right. Let people make a living. Let people serve the community.
Yes.
Don't make it. Why make it hard for people to make a living? It just does not make sense.
No, and remember, the other thing that the Secretary of State does, it's very important, and a lot of people are going to be upset about this, but Department of Motor Vehicles, and I know they'll be happy with this part, they pretty much make, they have manipulated the voting side, okay? When people sign up and they
Yes.
register their car. Now
And
we
they
have,
register to vote.
right, and so we have the highest fees on these vehicles.
Yes.
So we're going to find out what the executive budget is, and we are going to find out what the world needs now is balance
Right.
and love. No, but we
Love
need
and balance, balance
yeah,
and love.
yeah, we need balance.
Yes.
And so if we can balance these things out, people will be happy. There's disparity, and people feel it. They're living it.
Yeah.
So if people see it's a fair playing ground, they're going to, as far as for them to even start being their best, then we're going to see more quality of life. We will. We'll get there.
Absolutely.
I know we will.
Now you're going to be part of that.
I hope so.
Well, you have 2 cards in your hand. Share with us real
Well,
quick.
the one
We're
card
gonna
is
wrap up here
no.
in
The
a minute.
one card, real quick. You can reach me, and this is really important. And wait, let me look at this because I just got my card. So it's SOCCORRO at Keenan for Nevada SOS.com.
Say it again real clear.
Okay, so it's SOCCORRO at Keenan for Nevada NVSOS.com.
Socorro at Keenan for
Keenan.
Nevada
SOS.com.
SOS.com. Okay, got it.
Very important. So send me anything, any question. I really need to know what's bothering you.
Yeah, what are your issues?
what are your
What's
issues, you know?
important to you?
There's so many things. I mean, the Secretary of State oversees also the prisons. It overlaps in so many ways, and it has the auditing for the state, for the different departments. So let's take care of all that because there is fraud.
Right.
We know it. We're not going to get into it, but we also have to stop dividing people. That's my biggest thing. I've never treated anyone any differently.
Right.
And the parties exist only because they divide us.
Right.
Not because they want to find things in common. But we're going to find things in common, and we pray to God that you pay attention to the Bible and the Constitution of the United States. Right. And then we're going to be okay, everybody. Because that is, just like DMV, you want to pay attention and not crash? Well, all of us believe in DMV.
Do you have one last statement that you or a call to action for our viewers?
Okay, this time you're going to vote in masses. Bring your brothers, sisters, everybody who can vote, and vote for SOCCORRO Keenan for Secretary of State. Why? Because it's for you. It's not for me. I just want to I know what I have to do. I just want to go to work. I want to get those files fixed and get all our files back. And the good thing is, we have the backing. Okay, we've had commitments, for my running for Secretary of State. So I thank God to those people, and you'll soon find out who they are. And that's all I can say right now, because I'm waiting for you to get in touch with me, and I need volunteers to volunteer to meet and greet all these people and tell them how we need to connect and get on the ball with running, all the people, good people who are running, and I'm one of them. I hope you think so.
True servant's heart right here. SOCCORRO KEENAN for Secretary of State. Thank you all for joining us for this episode of PJ's Pure Joy podcast. And why don't you consider being a sponsor as well? I would love to give you shout outs and get to do a little commercial, put your logo on my episodes, and it might be a great time for you and I to connect. So please consider sponsoring and join us next time in the Joy Lounge with PJ for PJ's Pure Joy podcast. And as always, enjoy.
Pure joy. Pure joy. Pure joy.